Alright, so time for the fun projects to begin. Yeah, we did power and some other little knickknacks, but now garden time, or at least the start of the garden time. Remember this nice little hill? It ain't so nice anymore. Summer came, shit grew. Holy cow, the whole hill has made the house disappear. What now? Get a goat. Fortunately, I already have a goat. I just got to get him up here. But I can't just set him free. After all, he's not the dog. He kind of goes everywhere. So I got to put a fence up. Next step, goat fence. Let's start plowing some land. Ha! Nah, let's start putting some fence in the ground. Let's go. Now, of course, step one in the process is, well, duh, what do I want to fence in? Well, we've established that already. But, you know, just in case it really didn't occur to you, yeah, step one, what do I want to fence in? Step two, well, fence. I mean, you got to know how much fence you need. You got to know how much wire you need. You got to know what kind of fence you want. I'm just putting up a little 3-strand electric fence. My goat's already trained to it. He knows when it hits him, it hurts, and he'll quit. You know, he won't try to run out, hopefully. If not, well, he'll be a free-range mountain goat. Not much I can do with that. But of course, step one, get your post. What we're using is T-post. These guys right here. And I'm using an economy driver. What's an economy driver? Well, we had a drive shaft off a 55 Chevy and a hunk of steel. Welded them both together, and I got a cheap driver. How do you put it in the ground? Yeah, tough stuff. But you hit a rock, you stop, you move, you try again. So let's see if I can get a couple of these posts put in the ground. Now I wanted to point out something about my T-post. I do have a couple of regular ones, but these guys here, let's see if I can get the shading right, were gifted to me. But they're only about 3.5 feet tall. Well, a friend of mine with a welder, put them together, and as you can see, lo and behold, well, maybe, there we go. You weld them up, now you have a couple of 7-foot fence posts. Pretty? No, no, nowhere near pretty. But you know what? Effective. They cost nothing. So, you know, when you're doing these projects and you're trying to figure out, how do I afford this? How do I do that? Check Craigslist, check Facebook, check with friends. Like I say, I happened to stumble across about 2,000 of these little fence posts that no one could use. So they're like, please just take them off our hands. Absolutely. A little creativity and bam, I've got all the fence I need to fence in the whole homestead here. But we're not doing that. We're only doing what I need. So back to the project. You know, as a little side note, I have this huge mound of wood chips that somebody left me. But as I'm crawling across it, I've realized I have a huge mound of ant nest. So if any of you guys have an ant eater that you'd like to let me borrow for a couple weeks, I will send him back fat. Just thought you'd like to know. Now, as you can see, here are some of the challenges of my area. Giant boulder. Hill keeps going up. How do you fence in a giant flipping rock? You can't really go around it and put a post up top because the rock goes back. I can't bite. Let me show you a little dumb trick I figured out. Well, I don't know if you can tell or not, but my dog wants to make sure that the path is clean. Let's see, is he going to do his own stunts? Hey! Nobody said he was the smartest dog, which I guess makes him perfect for me. Go get him, Sparta. Yeah, definitely my dog. Now that it's wired up, you can see I've got this here pole at the top, and it runs down to the second pole. I don't know if you can see the line in the video, but trust me, it's there. Now from there, that one runs up to this one. Now the second one you see, let me get down here to the edge of my rock. See, it comes up right next to it. So as these lines go way over it, the bottom ones come back to it. So there are ways to beat challenges without making it really complicated. This was the simplest, dumbest thing I could think of, and guess what? Since dumb is my specialty, dumb I are. I nailed it. And the goat's still in the fence. So let's go check on the gate. Just in case you guys have ever wondered what a goat roping looks like at the end, there's the goat. It's roped. Ding, 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 ding. This is a big goat for one, and this was not easy. So I hope he appreciates all that fence building I did today, because, oh, he's big, he's ornery, he's a billy too. So he gets moody. And I don't like moody, but you know, what do you do? Smile for the camera. So let's get him transported up to the house, shall we? I know, it's a fence, right? Nothing impressive. But what I did for this fence to keep that big guy in, because he likes to ram it, well, of course, the posts are set in concrete. What concrete does is give you a bigger surface area, so that way you can't wiggle them. And see this nice wee giant coil across the top of it? What that does is electrify the fence. And that keeps Billy Badass here from ramming it. See, let me get a little closer. Where it used to be set up. See them dents? Man, his head is as thick as a 2x4. He'll rear back, jump on that thing, and just knock the fool out of it. Why? Man, beats the crap out of me. He's a goat. I don't ask him. I don't speak goatnese. I don't know how to ask him. By having that coil there, all I have to do in this case is disconnect the wire here. Once I do that, if you look, the other side of this guy is not connected to anything. So once it's disconnected over there, there is no power on the gate. I can lean on it, jump on it, do whatever, and no problems getting in there. So we got that part. We got all the fencing run. Now, you see I kind of used the good fence in the corner. This is a semi-temporary, semi-permanent, however you want to look at it, installation. So I will be pulling these posts back up when I put a garden in. But I put the nicer posts on the end so they would hold a little bit more. And then the redneck posts, the ones I had welded together. Hi goat, you coming up to say hi for the camera? Smile! They got welded in and they got stuck in the straightaways. So between the both of these, so far, he's only tested them a couple of times and he has learned, this is not what I want to do because of one little tool. This guy right here. See that nice big bull on it? This fence charger is set to be able to do 20 miles of fence. I got maybe a quarter mile of fence. But if you look, see that little green blinking light right there? It's actually got two red ones. Let's see. You got a red one, and then a green one, and a green one. Now what that does is show you how well your fence is charging and hitting. This thing is firing at maximum capacity. What does maximum capacity mean? That means when I'm a goat and I touch it, I don't do it again because it hurts. Also, as a human, you don't do it because it hurts as well. Don't pee on electric fences. Just saying. Those are words to live by. Don't pee on an electric fence, especially this guy. It's hot. Not that I'm trying it, but it's hot. The biggest part of this system, there's three things. In this case, a little charger here that converts 110, I think, to 12 volts, and it runs in the back. This unit can also be run off of a solar panel and a battery as well. So that helps. I got this guy here, which is a ground, which goes to this rod. Now, this rod is a good 8 feet long, drove into the ground to create a ground. This guy right here, this is the hot wire. The hot wire, although I'm not finished with it, runs across the ground in a rather loopy kind of way because, well, I haven't quite stuck it up yet. But as you can see, as I trip over it, it ties into the electric fence. Are there better ways to do this? Absolutely. If this fence was set up to be permanent, I'd do it a lot better than that. I'd actually kind of get a little thing that kind of grabs and it holds onto the wire, and I'd have thicker wire. But since this is here just long enough to clear the land for me to go through and then start doing the next big project, which is terracing the front yard for the garden, this is good enough for now. Also, there's different theories on running the wire. Now you see I have 3 wires here. In my case, all 3 wires are hot. No matter which one you grab, it's going to hurt. But a lot of times they'll make it where this wire is hot, this wire is hot, this wire is a ground. The reason being is if you're a goat and you're coming along doop-de-doop-de-doo and you touch this wire but you don't have a good ground, it's not going to shock you. But if your head goes from here to here, oh, it's going to light you up like Christmas Eve. So, any other questions on electric fence, check with the guys that build them full time. As for me, this is good enough to keep my goat, which is my standing lawnmower, which means I don't have to mow the front yard. Trust me, the labor to install the poles in the ground is a whole lot easier than trying to manually clear that stuff. And I have a goat. Hey, how many people have a pet goat? Me. So that's it. Electric fence. I don't even know if that's 101. That's just electric fence, how I got it done. Y'all take care.